Alright, what's up guys? This is me, Jeff Gustafson, coming at you again with episode 3 of the Craft Beer Chit Chat. Joining me today with my brother Danny again. It's my father Steve, sitting at the parents' house. We got a really special addition today, a special beer. We're going to try out this, you guys can see it there, I'm not sure, this Dogfishhead 120-minute IPA. Little nervous to try it. Clocking in at about a 15 percenter, 120 IBUs. So we're gonna crack it open, pour it, taste it, and give it a shot. So you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Pretty pumped.
Right.
You know, Google search calls this the holy grail for hopheads. So I'm expecting quite a bit of florally sensation, like I'm drinking flowers. Let's see how that goes. Got a deep color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So we're drinking the 120 minute IPA. Dad's not. What are you drinking?
Well, besides root beer, I'm drinking single malt Scotch Artbig Ugadal from the Islay in Scotland, the area of the country that is famous for peaty smoky, but this is more high end and it's very smooth.
It's not as much of a beer drinker as we are, but enjoys the Scotch. And while we do this, I'm going to smoke some tobacco out of this pipe.
Not a bad deal. Alright, I'm going to dive on in here.
Yeah, try it.
I'm going to give it a sniff and then give it a sip.
It doesn't smell that strong.
You know, I expected it to be a little bit hoppier.
I expected way more hops too.
Yeah.
Not as strong as I was anticipating.
I'm feeling a lot of malty, like there's a bit of sweetness to it, you know? You can definitely taste that malt, but a little bit of a bite, like an alcoholic, like I know this is carrying some weight behind the punch. You know
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
definitely taste the malt in that too. You can taste it, yeah. Definitely malty. It's kind of like, it's almost sweet.
It is, yeah, malty,
It's
sweet, kind of almost caramel, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so I had a 90-minute Dogfish Head double IPA yesterday, and that was significantly stronger.
You've had that one before. It kicks you in the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was way stronger than what this is.
It's a lot of hops to the face with that one. This one, you know, it's got a hoppy aroma, which is very good. I enjoy the smell, but when it goes down, it's a lot smoother and sweeter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It's and this is actually kind of interesting about this one too. So most beer, when you buy it, usually from the time you buy it, you probably want to drink it within the first at least a few months.
2 to 3 months, I think, for pasteurized beer is what they normally say.
Yeah, because it starts to lose its like hop flavor, and so you kind of lose it just kind of starts to taste bland after a while, a little stale. But this beer, I don't know if you guys can see it on the edge of the table there, but on the bottom of it, it says ages well. Like, so this is a beer that's supposed to be able to age, apparently. So we each bought two each. One to try now. We're gonna each age one for probably about a year or two, and maybe give it a try then.
I was thinking maybe one of us ages for a year and then the other for 2. We can do half-seas and kind of see if there's a big difference between how long you age it. I heard that you don't want to age it too long because then too much of the hops dissipates and you're left with just very like in-your-face liquor kind of taste. So some folks who tried the older years have told me, so probably wouldn't recommend any more than 3 years on the aging.
Yeah. But, well, instead of just doing halvesies, next year when they release it, why don't we just buy another one, age that one for a year, and one of the ones we bought this time around we'll just keep aging.
Is it the same recipe every year? Or they change?
I don't really know.
Huh, me neither. Something to look up.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like eating it right now. I'm kind of lazy and enjoying the beer. I definitely can tell that this packs a punch as far as the alcohol content.
Oh yeah, it's good though. It's really good. Celebrating. Cards are up 1 zip. About to bring home. What are they up? What are they tied 1-1 in the series right now?
Tied 1-1. They're in the top of the ninth. The Braves have one out. No
So,
man on base.
Looks like we're gonna bring home, go up 2-1 in the series. So that'll be good.
I take that back. There's a man on second. One out.
Sounds like it could be a pretty good deal. I'm not too worried about it.
So they call this the 120-minute IPA. A lot of people ask, they're like, because I've told a lot of people about this beer, and they're like, why is it? What does that mean? I don't know. So looked it up, did some research. So they apparently, when they boil it before they put it into fermentation, they boil it for 2 hours while they continuously pour hops into it for 2 hours.
I think it's every 15 minutes a new batch of hops goes in.
They just are constantly putting new hops into it, so that's why it gets that extreme hoppy flavor. And then when they ferment it, it ages for a month during fermentation on whole leaf hops during the fermentation
dry
phase,
hop
I believe.
as well.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that's why I guess Google search said holy grail for hopheads.
Yeah. 120 IBUs. I really expected it to kick me in the teeth more.
Yeah, I think I wish I had the bottle with me still, but look up the 90 minute. See what the IBUs were on that, because I'm telling you, that thing kicked me way harder than this thing did.
90-minute double IPA. We're looking at... Oh, man. It didn't pull up as much neat info right away. I'm going to have to go into a website. Alright, so ratebeer.com says the Dogfish Head 90-minute Imperial IPA. It's a 9% alcohol by volume, and it's only 90 IBUs versus the 120 here. It's a whopping 270 calories for a beer. That's a snack. That's a real snack.
For me and others that might be listening, can you explain the IBU context?
So IBU stands for International Bitterness Units. So it's basically a rating of how bitter the beer is going to be. So you can expect how harsh the flavor is going to be in your mouth, and also going down. Because when you start off drinking beer, most folks don't like a very bitter beer. They like the smooth, the sweeter kind, generally probably an ale or a lager. But when you get into IPAs, we're talking, there's some serious hops in there, which kind of bitters up the beer.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's more of the acquired taste of beer drinking.
Got it.
Yeah, so if you're watching this and you're like, ooh, I'm not a huge beer person, find a beer with like a low IBU. Something like 10, 15, something like that. I think Bud Light clocks in at like less than 10 or maybe like 10 IBUs or something like that. So it's pretty
docile.
Yeah,
yeah,
super docile.
Your golden and blonde ales, your Hefeweizens, those will all be pretty docile.
Sour beers, stuff like that.
Now you're speaking my language, man. I like a good sour.
Sour beers are typically, not always, but typically, because you can get sour IPAs, which can be a higher IBU, but like a sour golden ale or something like that
or a sour blonde ale blend.
Yeah,
very good.
So those are typically going to be a little bit lower.
You know, Amagang has a sour blonde ale blend, part of the special release of the Game of Thrones beers. I think it's probably one of my favorite sours. Not too sour, but just enough with a little bit of hoppiness and makes it just right. Queen of the Seven Kingdoms, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that was that
the
one.
yellow label.
Yeah,
that's good.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
it's too bad that was a very limited edition. Would have liked to do one of these with one of those beers.
Oh man, you know what would have been really cool is if we were doing this and we could have every year when they released one done like a special episode on the first night of Game of Thrones or something.
Well, hindsight's 2020, right?
Touche.
So, yeah. So I guess recommendation.
Definitely
Thumbs up.
yes.
Good.
But this is a one and done kind of beer. If you're expecting to drive home, don't be drinking anything else.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, at 15%, I mean, it'd be the equivalent of what, putting down
One
like
and a quarter
4
ounces of alcohol.
like 4 Bud Lights,
Yeah,
something like that.
over
So,
an ounce of just straight alcohol, that's for sure.
Yeah. Where'd you pick this beer up at?
I picked this beer up at Beer Sauce Shop in St. Peter's. They got a bunch of 120-minute IPAs from Four Hands. They got a good collaboration going on with them.
Four Hands
Good
has a
partnership.
120 IPA?
Or no, not Four Hands, excuse me. Dogfish.
Head, okay.
They also work with Four Hands pretty closely. St. Louis Brewery. Sorry, I misspoke there. I was thinking about their little partnership. Anyway, they always have the best craft beers on tap and bottles. They get the best selections. They got great partnerships, and you can buy by the bottle, which is pretty slick. So I didn't have to buy a 6-pack of it, which is nice.
Which would be good because these suckers right here clocked in a nice little $12 a bottle.
Yeah.
So this is not one of those 6-packs you're gonna pick up on a weekly basis. I'll tell you that right
That's
now.
a $72 6-pack, and you got. I don't know if I'm willing to drop that on a 6er, but
Special occasion beer.
yeah, for sure. You know, and just to try the new one. I'm really excited to see if next year's tastes any different.
Yeah.
And to see how the aging goes, which is kind of cool. But definitely wouldn't be buying 6 or 12 packs of this.
They do. This is pretty limited release, isn't it? They don't make a lot of.
I think they brew it twice a year.
Twice. Okay.
Yeah, is what I was reading online. And they only brew so much of it. They don't mass produce it. It's a small batch, so you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and it's gone until the next time. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, well, I think that pretty much sums it up on this. If you guys want to engage more with us, follow us on our Instagrams. You can find our Instagram handles. You can find Danny's Instagram handle right here. You can find mine right here. And then also, if you were interested in Beer Saw Shop, probably the best craft beer selection in St. Louis. They got over 600
down.
craft beers to choose from. Find that there. You can follow them on Instagram right there. But yeah, until next time, let us know what you think. Drop us a comment. Let us know. Engage in the conversation with us. If we misspoke on anything, gave some not necessarily improper, but you have something to add to it. Let us know, and we'll make sure to add that in next time. So
yeah. We are not experts, but we just like to share what we think,
Yep.
and we want to know what you think. So drop a comment down below.
Yep. Cool. Cheers.